Hi there, it is Wednesday, August 11th, I think, 2015. My name is Tina Louise Spalding, and I am a trance channel. And I speak for a group of non-physical teachers known as Ananda, and I also speak for Jesus. I began channeling for him 2 years ago, so I'm doing some regular videos with short teachings from Ananda and from Jesus, just to help everyone along with their awakening process, because it's speeding up and everyone's feeling differences and changes in energy. And so that is why these teachings are coming through right now, to help us with these transformations and understanding of ourselves. So I'm going to channel for Jesus. I take 2 or 3 breaths with him. He takes a little longer to come through, so you'll see me go quiet for a little bit, and then he will make himself known, and we'll see what he has to say today. I'll see you at the end of the session. I am returned to continue the teachings, your daily dose of JC, we will say, is something that is going to assist you greatly in your evolution. It is your daily habits that cause you the biggest problems. You imagine that your life will be fixed with lottery winnings or with big changes in government or these kinds of things, but your day is created by you. Your day is created by your thoughts. Your day is created by your reactions and responses to the things you encounter, and it is a reflection of your own consciousness. This is what the kingdom of heaven is within means. If you are in touch with reality as we know it in the non-physical, now your reality is a very, very limited perspective. You have very, very limited skills. Your consciousness has been very constrained by many, many things over a very, very long period of time. When I worked on the earth in a physical form, in that lifetime, as you know, as Jesus, and that is the personality that you are experiencing now, I worked with many different kinds of people. And I want you to understand what happened in that time and place. We have written a book that covers everything in great detail, and we would suggest, if you are curious about specific things, that you read that book. It was written for that purpose, so that we do not answer endless minute questions about details that can be read there. But we are willing to go into some of the aspects of that lifetime so that you understand in a tangible way, in a present way, what that lifetime was for. That lifetime was for me to express myself. I was given the opportunity to manifest into the physical. That was not my first incarnation, as you have many incarnations, so I had many incarnations. But it was my last incarnation in the physical body as you understand it to be. That was the journey of that lifetime, to be myself, to come to know myself through the manifestations that I experienced. And that was what my life turned out to be, exactly that. I became full of understanding of the realities of this time, space, this earth plane that you know as your life. And I began to be able to understand how it worked. I was given information from my non-physical teachers on how creation worked and how the environment responded to your every thought, your every feeling, your every idea, your every word. And that, once you understand it, is the key to your enlightenment. To understand that you are the creator of everything that you experience. But when you are kept ignorant, as you have been in your society, as those beings were kept in that society, you must go through an evolution process of your own. You must begin to bump up against the walls of your own consciousness. And this is always felt as anxiety or fear or discomfort. You begin to worry what people think, or you begin to worry about some kind of punishment, some kind of retribution being laid upon you. These are the responses of the ego consciousness, which has been manipulated over the eons in which you have developed your society. This consciousness that is a natural part of your separation experience on the physical plane, in the physical world, has been manipulated to become very, very frightened and very, very limited. My teachings so long ago were to assist beings who were also very frightened, very limited. The historical scenario in which I was born was very oppressive and repressive and had many, many rules that made people feel overwhelmed and incapable of pleasing either the gods that they were supposed to be worshipping or the ritual organizers that were telling them about the requirements of life that were so many. These beings could not thrive because there were too many rules, too many requirements, too much money being taken from them, and they were desperate. And that was why I was born into that time and place, to offer up assistance in the freeing of the mind, of the collective that lived there at that time. My journeys into the Far East brought to that physical incarnation information and ideas and techniques that allowed me to transform my mind, to discipline my mind, and come to understand the creative process. And that creative process was illustrated to me profoundly in my enlightenment when I began to see clearly the effect that my mind had on all aspects of the world that I encountered. Every single thing, from rocks to plants to people to rivers to clouds, I was able to affect everything. And that was what you saw as my ministry on the earth so long ago. Those years that I helped people were the years that I had come in complete and into complete understanding about the work that I was there to do. I went from being an ordinary being, a being who then connected to higher mind through channeled information, and then I became a being who removed all of the blocks to the awareness of that higher consciousness. And that is what you saw as my manifested life on the earth. But the systems of that day could not let me continue. They would not allow me to continue to educate and to free the minds of those people. But now we have the opportunity together to free your mind, and you have no idea what has been done to your mind. The work of the church, the work of your corporations have changed you into a being that is not free anymore. And that is our purpose here. We want to help you to become free so that you may tap into divine mind yourself, so that you may free yourself from the limiting and fearful ideas that have been implanted in your minds over and over and over again. So that is why we are doing these short sessions with you, because these are something that you can take into your day with you. Today we want you to look at your fears. We want you to note. You cannot do anything about them in one day, but we would like you to pay attention today as you go out into your world, what you fear. Do you fear people's judgment of your body or your clothes? Do you fear losing your job? Do you fear being attacked or raped by somebody in your community? Do you fear death? Do you fear aging? Look at the fears you have in your mind, for until you look at the fears, you cannot extricate yourself from them, for it is your fears that create the box in which you live. That is the box you are living in. It is bounded by your fears. And most of those fears have been deeply indoctrinated into you by other beings who had an agenda for that fear development, that fear implantation program. We are going to speak about many of these things over the next few years, and we will go into much detail about the systems and the techniques that have been used to limit your thoughts, to limit your minds, and to limit you. But you are an unlimited being, as I am an unlimited being. I am not more special than you. I am merely further along the road towards the light, towards what you would call heaven. All heaven is a being who is in alignment completely and fully with love. Any being who is not in alignment with love suffers, and that is because you are made of love, by love, for love. And that is the journey that you are on now, the return to love. So today, just make note of those fears, but do not indulge them. Do not tell complicated stories about how they are going to manifest, but just begin to become aware of what is going on inside your own mind. For you are the creator of those fears now. They were implanted, but you are the one now who is feeding them, and it can only be you that unplugs them and throws them out with the trash, so that you can become an expanded being, a being of higher consciousness, a being that is in touch with divine mind. We will return another day. Okay, that's our lesson for today. In my spiritual practice, I've delved into a lot of those fears, and it is wonderful to live a relatively fear-free life. I'm not as fearful as I used to be. I'm much more relaxed and happy. It has been a long journey, a 13 or 14-year journey since I started to begin reading A Course in Miracles. And for those of you that want to transform your experience, that is the book that I would recommend. Jesus and Ananda recommend it too, but I'll just throw in my 2 cents worth here. It changed my life, it saved my life, and is a wonderful, wonderful document. So check that out. You can get it online for free, and you can see if it rings true with you. So have a great day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.